Benjamin Franklin. By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. You can do anything you set your mind to. Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I may remember. Involve me and I learn. An investment in knowledge always pays the best interest. You may delay, but time will not. Energy and persistence conquer all things. Well done is better than well said. Never leave till tomorrow that which you can do today. Either write something worth reading or do something worth writing. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. For every minute spent in organizing, an hour is earned. Time is money. There are two ways to increase your wealth: increase your means or decrease your wants. The best is to do both at the same time. Lost time is never found again. The only thing that is more expensive than education is ignorance. Genius is nothing but a greater aptitude for patience. One today is worth two tomorrows. You will find the key to success under the alarm clock. Practice makes perfect. He that can have patience can have what he will. When you are finished changing, you're finished. Change is the only constant in life. One's ability to adapt to those changes will determine your success in life. Work as if you were to live 1,000 years. Play as if you were to die tomorrow. Blessed is he who expects nothing, for he shall never be disappointed. Diligence is the mother of good luck. Out of adversity comes opportunity. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Justice will not be served until those who are unaffected are as outraged as those who are. What good shall I do this day? If better is possible, good is not enough. Any society that would give up a little liberty to gain a little security will deserve neither and lose both. Never ruin an apology with an excuse. Do not fear mistakes. You will know failure. Continue to reach out. Instead of cursing the darkness, light a candle. Beware of little expenses. A small leak will sink a great ship. Many people die at 25 and aren't buried until they are 75. Love your enemies, for they tell you your faults. I didn't fail the test. I just found 100 ways to do it wrong. Eat to live. Don't live to eat. Do well by doing good. If you do tomorrow what you did today, you will get tomorrow what you got today. He that is good for making excuses is seldom good for anything else. Being ignorant is not so much a shame as being unwilling to learn. Life's biggest tragedy is that we get old too soon and wise too late. When you're testing to see how deep water is, never use 2 feet. Whatever is begun in anger ends in shame. Speak ill of no man, but speak all the good you know of everybody. Success is the residue of planning. Never confuse motion with action. In wine there is wisdom, in beer there is freedom, in water there is bacteria. How few there are who have courage enough to own their faults, or resolution enough to mend them. A policy of life insurance is the cheapest and safest mode of making a certain provision for one's family. We are all born ignorant, but one must work hard to remain stupid. A penny saved is a penny earned. They who can give up essential liberty to obtain a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. Remember not only to say the right thing in the right place, but far more difficult still, to leave unsaid the wrong thing at the tempting moment. It is the working man who is the happy man. It is the idle man who is the miserable man. Be at war with your vices, at peace with your neighbors, and let every new year find you a better man. Little strokes fell great oaks. The heart of a fool is in his mouth, but the mouth of a wise man is in his heart. Dost thou love life? Then do not squander time, for that's the stuff life is made of. Contentment makes poor men rich. Discontent makes rich men poor. One today is worth two tomorrows. Lost time is never found again. Time is money. Dost thou love life? Then do not squander time, for that's the stuff that life is made of. You may delay, but time will not. It is the first responsibility of every citizen to question authority. If you want something done, ask a busy person. Written makes a full man, meditation a profound man, discourse a clear man. Those who surrender freedom for security will not have, nor do they deserve, either one. "13 virtues necessary for true success: temperance, silence, order, resolution, frugality, industry, sincerity, justice, moderation, cleanliness, tranquility, chastity, and humility." You will observe with concern how long a useful truth may be known and exist before it is generally received and practiced on. Hide not your talents, they for use were made. What's a sundial in the shade? A friend in need is a friend indeed. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. When it comes to investing, nothing will pay off more than educating yourself. Do the necessary research, study, and analysis before making any investment decisions. Doing your best means never stop trying. Fear God, and your enemies will fear you. Do not anticipate trouble or worry about what may never happen. Keep in the sunlight. A slip of the foot you may soon recover, but a slip of the tongue you may never get over. While we may not be able to control all that happens to us, we can control what happens inside us. Keep your eyes wide open before marriage, half shut afterwards. Be slow in choosing a friend, slower in changing. There will be plenty of time to sleep once you are dead. To find out a girl's faults, praise her to her girlfriends. A place for everything, everything in its place. Money makes money, and the money that makes money makes more money. Happiness depends more on the inward disposition of mind than on outward circumstances. No gains without pains. Who is wise? He that learns from everyone. Who is powerful? He that governs his passions. Who is rich? He that is content. Who is that? Nobody. Happiness consists more in small conveniences or pleasures that occur every day than in great pieces of good fortune that happen, but seldom to a man in the course of his life. There are three types of people in the world. Those who are immovable, people who don't get it, or don't want to do anything about it. There are people who are movable, people who see the need for change and are prepared to listen to it. And there are people who move, people who make things happen. Trouble knocked at the door, but, hearing laughter, hurried away. Humility makes great men twice honorable. Most people die at 25, but are buried at 75. A house is not a home unless it contains food and fire, for the mind as well as the body. If you would not be forgotten, as soon as you are dead and rotten, the right things worth reading, or do things worth writing. The learned fool writes his nonsense in better language than the unlearned, but it is still nonsense. If a man empties his purse into his head, no one can take it from him. The wise man draws more advantage from his enemies than the fool from his friends. There was never a bad peace or a good war. I wake up every morning at 9 and grab for the morning paper. Then I look at the obituary page. If my name is not on it, I get up. The Constitution only guarantees the American people the right to pursue happiness. You have to catch it yourself. Wish not so much to live long as to live well. Diligence overcomes difficulties, sloth makes them. Whoever would overthrow the liberty of a nation must begin by subduing the freeness of speech. A good conscience is a continual Christmas. I am what I am, and that's all that I am. And if I'm supposed to be somebody else, why do I look like me? Life is a kind of chess, with struggle, competition, good and ill events. We must all hang together, or assuredly we shall all hang separately. If a man could have half of his wishes, he would double his troubles. Silence is not always a sign of wisdom, but babbling is ever a mark of folly. 'Tis a great confidence in a friend to tell him your faults, greater to tell him his. It is better to let 100 criminals go free than to imprison one innocent man. Believe none of what you hear, and half of what you see. When in doubt, don't. Wine is constant proof that God loves us and loves to see us happy. The only certain things in life are death and taxes. The best of all medicines is resting and fasting. Fear not death, for the sooner we die, the longer we shall be immortal. By improving yourself, the world is made better. Be not afraid of growing too slowly. Be afraid only of standing still. I look upon death to be as necessary to our constitution as sleep. We shall rise refreshed in the morning. In the affairs of this world, men are saved, not by faith, but by the lack of it. If all printers were determined not to print anything till they were sure it would offend nobody, there would be very little printed. Watch the pennies, and the dollars will take care of themselves. Be civil to all, sociable to many, familiar with few, friend to one, enemy to none. My refusing to eat meat occasioned inconveniency, and I have been frequently chided for my singularity. But my light repast allows for greater progress, for greater clearness of head, and quicker comprehension. God heals, and the doctor takes the fees. Energy and persistence conquer all things. He that is good for making excuses is seldom good for anything else. How many observe Christ's birthday? How few his precepts? Oh, it's easier to keep holidays than commandments. Well done is better than well said. A long life may not be good enough, but a good life is long enough. Make yourself sheep, and the wolves will eat you. An education is the investment with the greatest returns. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. It takes many good deeds to build a good reputation, and only one bad one to lose it. Speak little, do much. There are three things extremely hard: steal, a diamond, and to know oneself. The person who deserves most pity is a lonesome one on a rainy day who doesn't know how to read. Common sense without education is better than education without common sense. Flesh eating is unprovoked murder. The early morning has gold in its mouth. Constant dropping wears away stones. Many dishes, many diseases, many medicines, few cures. Where liberty is, there is my country. Anyone can complain, and they should have the right to. But if you want to see change, you must act. Actions speak louder than words. Don't complain about things, change things. If passion drives you, let reason hold the reins. If Jack's in love, he's no judge of Jill's beauty. How many observe Christ's birthday? How few his precepts? Common sense is something that everyone needs, few have, and none think they lack. What I am to be, I am now becoming. Idle hands are the devil's playthings. The problem with doing nothing is not knowing when you're finished. Nothing but money is sweeter than honey. For the best return on your money, pour your purse into your head. Guests, like fish, begin to smell after 3 days. The borrower is slave to the lender, and the debtor to the creditor. Those who sacrifice liberty for security deserve neither. If gymnastics were easy, it would be called football. 10% talent, 90% hard work, energy, and persistence conquer all things. A spoonful of honey will catch more flies than a gallon of vinegar. There will be sleeping enough in the grave. Three may keep a secret if 2 of them are dead. When you are good to others, you are best to yourself. Security without liberty is called prison. If you have time, don't wait for time. Industry, perseverance, and frugality make fortune yield. Take a coin from your purse and invest it in your mind. It will come pouring out of your mind and overflow your purse. Distrust and caution are the parents of security. Waste neither time nor money, but make the best use of both. Tricks and treachery are the practice of fools that don't have brains enough to be honest. Let each new year find you a better person. Write your injuries in dust, your benefits in marble. There is no good war or bad peace. Fought for freedom, fought for liberty, and fought proudly. To succeed, jump as quickly at opportunities as you do at conclusions. All mankind is divided into three classes: those that are immovable, those that are movable, and those that move. Search others for their virtues, thyself for thy vices. Take time for all things. The best investment is in the tools of one's own trade. Man is a tool-making animal. A brother may not be a friend, but a friend will always be a brother. The noblest question in the world is, what good may I do in it? Don't throw stones at your neighbors if your own windows are glass. The best thing to give to your enemy is forgiveness, to an opponent, tolerance, to a friend, your heart, to your child, a good example, to a father, deference, to your mother, conduct that will make her proud of you, to yourself, respect, to all others, charity. If you want a thing done, go. If not, send. People willing to trade their freedom for temporary security deserve neither and will lose both. There are many roads to success, but only one sure road to failure, and that is to try to please everyone else. A word to the wise is enough, and many words won't fill a bushel. Better slip with foot than tongue. Who is strong? He that can conquer his bad habits. I would advise you to read with a pen in your hand and enter in a little book short hints of what you feel that is common or that may be useful, for this will be the best method of imprinting such portcullis in your memory. A good example is the best sermon. Half a truth is often a great lie. Then plow deep while sluggards sleep, and you shall have corn to sell and to keep. We are all born without knowledge, but curious. With curiosity, we should be able to learn as much as possible. With curiosity, it has to take a lot of work to remain ignorant. Lend money to an enemy, and thou wilt gain him, to a friend, and thou wilt lose him. The best doctor gives the least medicines. If you would persuade, you must appeal to interest rather than intellect. How do you become better tomorrow? By improving yourself. The world is made better. Be not afraid of growing too slowly. Be afraid of standing still. Forget your mistakes, but remember what they taught you. So how do you become better tomorrow? By becoming better today. Idleness is the Dead Sea that swallows all virtues. To be humble to superiors is a duty to equals, courtesy to inferiors, nobleness. Hope of gain lessens pain. Your net worth to the world is usually determined by what remains after your bad habits are subtracted from your good ones. He that cannot obey cannot command. Wise men don't need advice. Fools won't take it. Creditors have better memories than debtors. The worst wheel of the cart makes the most noise. It is easier to prevent bad habits than to break them. Rebellion against tyrants is obedience to God. Moderation in all things, including moderation. Nothing brings more pain than too much pleasure, nothing more bondage than too much liberty. Where there is no law, there is no bread. At 20 years of age, the will reigns. At 30, the wit. And at 40, the judgment. I would rather have it said, he lived usefully, than he died rich. Great talkers, little doers. The longer I live, the more convinced I become that God governs in the affairs of men. And have we now forgotten that powerful friend? Or do we imagine we no longer need his assistance? The sleeping fox catches no poultry. Critics are our friends. They show us our faults. Sell not virtue to purchase wealth, nor liberty to purchase power. I was surprised to find myself so much fuller of faults than I had imagined, but I had the satisfaction of seeing them diminish. Words may show a man's wit, but actions his meaning. The doors of wisdom are never shut. A little neglect may breed great mischief. Hunger never saw bad bread. A virtuous heretic shall be saved before a wicked Christian. If time be of all things most precious, wasting time must be the greatest prodigality, since lost time is never found again, and what we call time enough always proves little enough. Let us then be up and doing to a purpose, so by diligence shall we do more with less perplexity. The handshake of the host affects the taste of the roast. And where is the prince who can afford to so cover his country with troops for its defense, as that 10,000 men descending from the clouds might not in many places do an infinite deal of mischief, before a force could be brought together to repel them? Idleness is the Dead Sea that swallows all virtues. Be active in business, that temptation may miss her aim. The bird that sits is easily shot. A man of knowledge like a rich soil feeds, if not a world of corn, a world of weeds. Get what you can, and what you get hold. 'Tis the stone that will turn all your lead into gold. Man will ultimately be governed by God or by tyrants. Laziness travels so slowly that poverty soon overtakes it. If you would be loved, love, and be lovable. Stand firm, don't flutter. I fear the man who drinks water, and so remembers this morning what the rest of us said last night. A lie stands on one leg, truth on two. Those who beat their swords into plowshares usually end up plowing for those who kept their swords. One of the greatest tragedies of life is the murder of a beautiful theory by a gang of brutal facts. Thinking aloud is a habit which is responsible for most of mankind's misery. It is a strange anomaly that men could be careful to insure their houses, their ships, their merchandise, and yet neglect to insure their lives. Surely the most important of all to their families, and more subject to loss. The way to be safe is never to be secure. Without justice, courage is weak. Death takes no bribes. The man who does things makes mistakes, but he doesn't make the biggest mistake of all doing nothing. He was so learned that he could name a horse in 9 languages, so ignorant that he bought a cow to ride on. It is the religion of ignorance that tyranny begins. To err is human, to repent divine, to persist devilish. If you want to keep a secret from an enemy, tell it not to a friend. Virtue alone is sufficient to make a man great, glorious, and happy. Genius without education is like silver in the mine. Presumption first blinds a man, then sets him a-running. Life is a kind of chess. It is the eye of other people that ruin us. If I were blind, I would want neither fine clothes, fine houses, or fine furniture. Money has never made man happy, nor will it. There is nothing in its nature to produce happiness. The more of it one has, the more one wants. Experience keeps a dear school, but fools will learn in no other. Even peace may be purchased at too high a price. Games lubricate the body and the mind. Order. Let all your things have their places. Let each part of your business have its time. Nothing great comes without enthusiasm. A father's a treasure, a brother's a comfort, a friend is both. Women and wine, game and deceit make the wealth small and the want great. When the people find that they can vote themselves money, that will herald the end of the Republic. That it is better 100 guilty persons should escape than that one innocent person should suffer is a maxim that has been long and generally approved. I have lived a long time, sir, and the longer I live, the more convincing proofs I see of this truth, that God governs in the affairs of men. The eye of the master will do more work than both his hands. Sloth, like rust, consumes faster than labor wears, while the used key is always bright. He that can take rest is greater than he that can take cities. He's the best physician who knows the worthlessness of most medicines. What you would seem to be really. Keep thy shop, and thy shop will keep thee. Your argument is sound, nothing but sound. Keep conscience clear, then never fear. Freedom is not a gift bestowed upon us by other men, but a right that belongs to us by the laws of God and nature. I am Lord of myself, accountable to none. He that goes a-borrowing goes a-sorrowing. Love your neighbor, yet don't pull down your hedge. Many a man thinks he is buying pleasure, when he is really selling himself to it. The golden age was never the present age. There are 3 faithful friends, an old wife, an old dog, and ready money. Having been poor is no shame, but being ashamed of it is. Here is my creed. I believe in one God, the creator of the universe, that he governs it by his providence, that he ought to be worshipped. Strict punctuality is a cheap virtue. Fools make feasts, and wise men eat them. To lengthen thy life, lessen thy meals. Doing an injury puts you below your enemy. Revenging one make you but even with him. Forgiving it sets you above him. We may give advice, but we cannot give conduct. Great hopes make everything great possible. The best tranquilizer is a clear conscience. You can't tell anyone anything. You have to teach people for them to remember. Let the person experience what you are teaching, and they will learn. When passion rules, she never rules wisely. A man in a passion rides a mad horse. Clean your finger before you point at my spots. There cannot be good living where there is not good drinking. I don't believe in stereotypes. I prefer to hate people on a more personal basis. If you would not be laughed at, be the first to laugh at yourself. Learn of the skillful. He that teaches himself has a fool for his master. Wine makes daily living easier, less hurried, with fewer tensions and more tolerance. Quarrels never could last long if on one side only lay the wrong. The best way to help the poor is to make them uncomfortable in their own poverty. Behold the rain which descends from heaven upon our vineyards. There it enters the roots of the vines to be changed into wine. A constant proof that God loves us and loves to see us happy. That which hurts also instructs. Great beauty, great strength, and great riches are really and truly of no great use. A right heart exceeds all. Serving God is doing good to man, but praying is thought an easier service, and therefore more generally chosen. It is better to take many injuries than to give one. A lonely man on a rainy night who cannot read. If time be of all things the most precious, wasting time must be the greatest prodigality. O powerful goodness, bountiful Father, merciful Guide, increase in me that wisdom which discovers my truest interest. Strengthen my resolution to perform what that wisdom dictates. Accept my kind offices to thy other children as the only return in my power for thy continual favors to me. Would you persuade, speak of interest, not of reason. If you be beloved, make yourself amiable. A true friend is the best possession. There is nothing wrong with retirement, as long as one doesn't allow it to interfere with one's work. Tomorrow, every fault is to be amended, but that tomorrow never comes. Human felicity is produced not as much by great pieces of good fortune that seldom happen, as by little advantages that occur every day. Read much, but not too many books. Are you angry that others disappoint you? Remember, you cannot depend upon yourself. A plowman on his legs is higher than a gentleman on his knees. Observe all men, thyself most. Only a virtuous people are capable of freedom. Slavery is such an atrocious debasement of human nature that its very extirpation, if not performed with solicitous care, may sometimes open a source of serious evils. Originality is the art of concealing your sources. If you would be wealthy, think of saving as well as getting. If thou hast wit and learning, add to it wisdom and modesty. The good will of the governed will be starved if not fed by the good deeds of the governors. Would you live with ease, do what you ought, and not what you please? For age and want, save while you may. No morning sun lasts a whole day. Wink at small faults. Remember thou hast great ones. Pay what you owe, and you'll know what's your own. Let all men know thee, but no man know thee thoroughly. Men freely ford that see the shallows. Look before, or you'll find yourself behind. Every pot must sit on its own bottom. By diligence and patience, the mouse bit into the cable. Many have quarreled about religion that never practice it. If your head is made of wax, don't walk in the sun. Wisdom is in measured routine. 3 naps a day will keep you fit. 9 breakfasts before noon. Spin until you fall on your back, and thrust your face into a nettle plant. Drink at least 5 cups of a mare's urine, and look upon yourself in a silver mirror, while you hold your air in your chest. Lying rides upon debt's back. The poor have little, beggars none. The rich too much, enough, not one. Give me 26 lead soldiers, and I will conquer the world. After crosses and losses, men grow humbler and wiser. He that riseth late must trod all day, and shall scarce overtake his business at night. Give me yesterday's bread, this day's flesh, and last year's cider. A penny saved is twopence dear. A pin a day, yes, a groat a year. Women are books, and men the readers be. Reckless youth makes rueful age. Poverty often deprives a man of all spirit and virtue. It is hard for an empty bag to stand upright. Sloth makes all things difficult, but industry all things easy. Trouble springs from idleness, and grievous toil from needless ease. A dying man can do nothing easy. Drive your business. Let not your business drive you. The man that walks with crowd will get no farther than the crowd. The man that walks alone will reach places unknown. A full belly makes a dull brain. The muses starve in a cook's shop. A false friend and a shadow attend only while the sun shines. In humility, imitate Jesus and Socrates. Think of these things, whence you came, where you are going, and to whom you must account. The proud hate pride in others. A quarrelsome man has no good neighbors. An honest man will receive neither money nor praise that is not his due. Human happiness comes not from infrequent pieces of good fortune, but from the small improvements to daily life. Why ruin a young girl's life when you can make an older woman so very happy? Don't cry over spilled milk. Snowy winter, a plentiful harvest. Don't misinform your doctor, nor your lawyer. A wicked hero will turn his back to an innocent coward. Some are weather-wise, some are otherwise. He that would live in peace and at ease must not speak all he knows or all he sees. He that rises late must trot all day. In the dark, all cats are gray. Those who laugh often never grow old. The way to wealth is as plain as the way to market. It depends chiefly on two words: industry and frugality. That is, waste neither time nor money, but make the best use of both. Without industry and frugality, nothing will do, and with them everything. A man compounded of law and gospel is able to cheat a whole country with his religion and then destroy them under color of law. Our Constitution is in actual operation. Everything appears to promise that it will last, but in this world, nothing is certain but death and taxes. Bargaining has neither friends nor relations. When wine enters, out goes the truth. In a discreet man's mouth, a public thing is private. Everybody's human. Everybody makes mistakes. If you laugh it off and keep going, and try to give it your best the next time around, people respect that. A fish is a sock for a fish skeleton. Patience in market is worth pounds in a year. Wouldst thou enjoy a long life, a healthy body, and a vigorous mind, and be acquainted also with the wonderful works of God, labor in the first place to bring thy appetite into subjection to reason. The greatest inventions are those inquiries which tend to increase the power of man over matter. The same man cannot be both friend and flatterer. Gain may be temporary and uncertain, but ever while you live, expense is constant and certain, and it is easier to build 2 chimneys than to keep one in fuel. Most men die from the neck up at age 25 because they stop dreaming. The art of acting consists in keeping people from coughing. Educate your children to self-control, to the habit of holding passion and prejudice and evil tendencies subject to an upright and reasoning will, and you have done much to abolish misery from their future and crimes from society. Men take more pains to mask than mend. What one relishes, nourishes. The game of chess is not merely an idle amusement. Several very valuable qualities of the mind are to be acquired and strengthened by it, so as to become habits ready on all occasions, for life is a kind of chess. Tolerate no uncleanliness in body, clothes, or habitation. Anger is never without a reason, but seldom with a good one. Did not strong connections draw me elsewhere, I believe Scotland would be the country I would choose to end my days in. Silence, speak not but what may benefit others or yourself. Avoid trifling conversation. Poverty, poetry, and new titles of honor make men ridiculous. Love and toothache have many cures, but none infallible except possession and dispossession. Applause waits on success. Let no pleasure tempt thee, no profit allure thee, no persuasion move thee, to do anything which thou knowest to be evil. So shalt thou always live jollity, for a good conscience is a continual Christmas. Be cheerful. The problems that worry us most are those that never arrive. Let honesty and industry be thy constant companions, and spend 1 penny less than thy clear gain. Then shall thy pocket begin to thrive. Creditors will not insult, nor want oppress, nor hunger spite, nor nakedness freeze thee. A learned blockhead is a greater blockhead than an ignorant one. The purpose of money was to purchase one's freedom to pursue that which is useful and interesting. You cannot always run from a weakness. You must sometime fight it out or perish. Laws too gentle are seldom obeyed, too severe, seldom executed. The only time a question should be asked is when all other possibilities of finding the answer for yourself have been eliminated. There is scarce a king in 100 who would not, if he could, follow the example of Pharaoh, get first all the people's money, then all their lands, and then make them and their children servants forever. Ambition has its disappointments to sour us, but never the good fortune to satisfy us. Its appetite grows keener by indulgence, and all we can gratify it with at present serves but the more to inflame its insatiable desires. Be not disturbed at trifles, or at accidents common or unavoidable. The first mistake in public business is the going into it. Electrical matter differs from common matter in this, that the parts of the latter mutually attract, those of the former mutually repel each other. No nation was ever ruined by trade. Be studious in your profession, and you will be learned. Be industrious and frugal, and you will be rich. Be sober and temperate, and you will be healthy. Be in general virtuous, and you will be happy. At least you will, by such conduct, stand the bee. In short, the way to wealth, if you desire it, is as plain as the way to market. It depends chiefly on two works, industry and frugality. Joy doesn't exist in the world, it exists in us. Strange secrets are let out by death who blabs so oft the follies of this world. If you wish information and improvement from the knowledge of others, and yet at the same time express yourself as firmly fixed in your present opinions, modest, sensible men who do not love disputation will probably leave you undisturbed in the possession of your error. Nature performs the cure, the physician takes the fee. All human situations have their inconveniences. We feel those of the present, but neither see nor feel those of the future, and hence we often make troublesome changes without amendment, and frequently for the worse. A full belly brings forth every evil. People want to catch a buzz. That is why drugs are illegal. Yet people still try to get their hands on them, no matter what the consequence. Drugs make us happy. They may not be healthy. No longer virtuous, no longer free, is a maxim as true with regard to a private person as a commonwealth. Content and riches seldom meet together. Riches take thou, contentment I had rather. Pen, wax, and parchment govern the world. Make the best use of both, time and money. Add industry and frugal dealings, if they pay very well and if you're free to it. Let thy discontents be thy secrets. If the world knows them, 'twill despise thee and increase them. Neither a fortress nor a maidenhead will hold out long after they begin to parley. Pride is as loud a beggar as want, and a great deal more saucy. When you have bought one fine thing, you must buy 10 more, that your appearance may be all of a piece. But it is easier to suppress the first desire than to satisfy all that follow it. Traveling is one way of lengthening life, at least in appearance. Much virtue in herbs, little in men. The sting of a reproach is the truth of it. Pardoning the bad is injuring the good. At the working man's house, hunger looks in, but dares not enter. He that blows the coals in quarrels that he has nothing to do with has no right to complain if the sparks fly in his face. A little house well filled, a little field well tilled, and a little wife well willed are great riches. When men differ in opinion, both sides ought equally to have the advantage of being heard by the public. When truth and error have fair play, the former is always an overmatch for the latter. Where there's marriage without love, there will be love without marriage. A nod from a lord is a breakfast for a fool. Success has ruined many a man. Neglect kills injuries, revenge increases them. If you have no honey in your pot, have some in your mouth. Bad gains are true losses. He that by the plough would thrive, himself must either hold or drive. Love well, whip well. Drink does not drown care, but waters it and makes it grow faster. The problem with common sense is, it isn't. Laws without morals are in vain. The English love an insult. It's their only test of a man's sincerity. If you would know the value of money, go and try to borrow some, for he that goes a-borrowing goes a-sorrowing, and indeed, so does he that lends to such people, when he goes to get it in again. Flowers are the alphabet of angels, whereby they write on the hills and fields mysterious truths. You cannot pluck roses without fear of thorns, nor enjoy a fair wife without danger of horns. Leisure is the time for doing something useful. This leisure the diligent person will obtain, the lazy one never. The discovery of a wine is of greater moment than the discovery of a constellation. The universe is too full of stars. Sarcasm is the lowest form of humor, but the highest form of flattery. I have found Christian dogma unintelligible. Early in life, I absenteed myself from Christian assemblies. Avoid dishonest gain. No price can recompense the pangs of vice. Innocence is its own defense. The busy man has few idle visitors. To the boiling pot, the flies come not. In rivers and bad governments, the lightest things swim atop. There are lazy minds as well as lazy bodies. One good husband is worth 2 good wives, for the scarcer things are, the more they are valued. Many foxes grow gray, but few grow good. Beware of meat twice boiled, and an old foe reconciled. A ship under sail and a big-bellied woman are the handsomest 2 things that can be seen common. Vice knows she is ugly, so puts on her mask. Pride that dines on vanity sups on contempt. After 3 days, men grow weary of a wench, a guest, and weather rainy. To all apparent beauties blind, each blemish strikes an envious mind. As pride increases, fortune declines. Never spare the parson's wine, nor the baker's pudding. A single man has not nearly the value he would have in a state of union. He is an incomplete animal. He resembles the odd half of a pair of scissors. No better relation than a prudent and faithful friend. A man is sometimes more generous when he has but a little money than when he has plenty, perhaps through fear of being thought to have but little. The grand leap of the whale up the fall of Niagara is esteemed, by all who have seen it, as one of the finest spectacles in nature. At a great pennyworth pause a while. Enjoy the present hour. Be mindful of the past, and neither fear nor wish the approaches of the last. Learn of the skillful. He that teaches himself hath a fool for his master. The woman who wants the most sex is the one who often yearns for a deeper sense of intimacy, yet may struggle to find it through physical means alone. Remember this saying: the good payer is lord of another man's purse. He that is known to pay punctually and exactly to the time he promises may at any time and on any occasion raise all the money his friends can spare. As we must account for every idle word, so must we account for every idle silence. God bless the King, and grant him long to reign. 'Tis easy to see, hard to foresee. Freedom of speech is the great bulwark of liberty. They prosper and die together, and it is the terror of traitors and oppressors, and a barrier against them. It produces excellent writers, and encourages men of fine genius. None but the well-bred man knows how to confess a fault or acknowledge himself in an error. Those have a short Lent who owe money to be paid at Easter. A light purse is a heavy curse. I have found Christian dogma unintelligible. So convenient a thing to be a reasonable creature, since it enables one to find or make a reason for everything one has a mind to do. Fond pride of dress is sure a very curse. No employment can be managed without arithmetic, no mechanical invention without geometry. Be not sick too late, nor well too soon. Half-wits talk much, but say little. Take counsel in wine, but resolve afterwards in water. God works wonders now and then. Behold the lawyer, an honest man. Who judges best of a man, his enemies or himself? Ere you remark another's sin, bid your own conscience look within.